Hi guys, I'm just going live for some quick thought. I don't want to take too long, and it's not, kind of nonsense a little bit, but it's just something that was on my mind. I think I want to talk about. Um, I want to talk about times when we check our mind at the door, and and then act like that's a sane thing to do. And one of the prime examples of that is religion. Um, it, it, it's an oxymoron and faulty and circular reasoning to call anything the Bible says good news, because the only good news is that the bad news foretold in the Bible may not happen to you, but that's circular. You can't call something good when that thing basically states a negative thing, and then it calls it good that if you don't get that negative thing that thing states. That and then on top of that, you have to do this and this and this and this even to get that negative thing negated. That would be like me going into somebody's house with a gun and pointing it at them and saying, the bad news is I'm going to shoot you guys. The good news is that if you give me if you give me this house, I won't shoot you guys. But isn't that great news? Because all you have to do is give me your house, and I won't even shoot you guys. But that's good, right? Because now you know I'm not going to shoot you. Well, that is not good. The Bible, the whole premise of the Bible is that for all have sinned, and the wages of sin is eternal hell, suffering, or whatever that punishment is. It says death, but really they mean, at least it's interpreted by most Christian churches, to mean suffering for eternity in hell. Because that's what I get just by being born and buying into the Bible. But if I give my life to Jesus and suffer enough in this life, lo and behold, I won't get that negative thing they sorted out to threaten me with. And then calling that, in the end of the day, good news. That nobody could do that unless they check their mind at the door. And the only reason I think people check their mind, because that wouldn't work in any other situation. It wouldn't work in my gunman situation, and it wouldn't work anywhere else. But in the one case of religion, it seems to work. And that can only be because people check their mind at the door before they go into the figurative or literal church. But another question that follows is, why do they do that? Why do they check their mind at the door? That I'm not sure about. I think there's many possibilities. It could be habit, cultural habit from centuries and centuries and centuries of checking your mind at the door, because my dad checked their mind at the door, and his father checked his mind at the door, and well, it's good enough for me, I'll check my mind at the door. It might be something like that. Well, I wouldn't have that because I don't have a family. I don't even know who my father is, so there's that. But whatever. It could be outright brainwashing. It could be MK Ultra. It could be Tavistock Institute of Human Relations in Sussex, England. They're masters at mind control. And that could be something like that going on, where people are actually literally brainwashed somehow by the government or by government Institute of Human Relations or MKLs or whatever could literally brainwash us without us even knowing it, of course. And aside from that, the thing, I think sometimes things comes in three reasons. Maybe I'll think of a third reason why that might be. Maybe because people feel like they feel the religion gives them a feeling of being that they feel good about themselves. They feel like they're holy, or they're good, or they're righteous, or they're exalted or honored or glorified because of whatever the religion does for them. I don't need that. I'm happy being me. I don't need to check my mind at the door to feel good about myself. And about the second reason, the second possibility of MK Ultra or Tavistock, I don't know. That would apply to me too if that's the case. I think some people just love you, rock and roll. I think some people might just have a stronger mind than others, and maybe my mind is strong enough that MK Ultra doesn't get to me, or maybe just knowing no, maybe I've studied harder than somebody, and that helps, or maybe the fact that I know about that brainwashing exists might help me. I don't know, but in any case, it doesn't work on me. I don't buy the lie, lol. Yeah, a second here. In fact, any serious. I basically started as a scientist. I grew up doing school, and I went to Harvey College, and yeah, my adoptive dad made me go to church twice a week, but then again, he paid for my schooling, which actually helped my mind. 15 grand a year for Harvey College in the 80s was a couple pennies at least. That was some bit of change. But in my case, maybe it helped that I knew these weren't my real parents, first of all, so I didn't really owe them anything. I didn't owe them even love, much less believing whatever they happen to believe, and I reasoned it out that just because they believe something doesn't mean that it's true. Because my particular parents believe something that must be true because I'm me. Well, that is contradicted by the fact that it's obvious that if I were born into a different family, I might have a different situation, and that I would believe something else because that would be my parents. So that's empirically inaccurate and unreliable and unstable. Anyway, I love you guys. Peace. Rest your night.